Hi everyone, welcome back to Crafting with Slavi. Today I want to share with you a few Father's Day cards that I made. This one was, well, there's three of them. They're exactly the same. And I made it kind of in a rush after I had made a card for my friend's husband. And it's really cutesy. They have two small kids. So this one was that moment of panic where you realize that you still have a lot of cards to make, but you need it to be beautiful and masculine. So I went in with Forest Moss Distress ink and I blended that all over a 4.25 by 5.5 panel. And then I proceeded to go around the edges with ground espresso, also distress ink. And then while that was kind of drying a little bit, I took out my Misty and I used the Mama Elephant Clear Stamps Occasional Labels. And I stamped out Happy Father's Day. And it's a really pretty black background with white font. So the font remains uninked. And I used the Ranger Archival Jet Black ink to stamp it out, as my Memento ink pad is just about completely dry. And I'm not sure there's a hope in hell of getting that thing back. I cannot find a refill. Thanks, COVID. Anyways, so then I popped up the sentiment strips because I just wanted them to have a little bit of dimension. And after that, my panels were dry-ish. So I took out my Simon Says Stamp Tumbling Leaves Stencil. And it's this beautiful stencil. It's very unisex. You can really kind of do whatever you want with it. And I decided that I was going to use it to apply the Gina K Glitz Glitter Gel onto these panels. And the most beautiful thing happened when I started applying this. This was my first time. And it took on the color of the distress ink that was underneath. And that could be a function of the fact that maybe I applied too much or it was still a little bit wet, but either way, I was quite happy with the result. So this is the first card. I just figured I would show you the whole thing because you can see the color change of the Glitz Glitter Gel. And I just thought it was really, really cute and beautiful and, you know, masculine, even though it has sparkle. How awesome is that? And then I, in order to not waste it, I didn't want to put any back in the jar because obviously that would completely ruin the white color. So in between scooping some onto my my little paddle thing here, I actually wiped it off on my rag there that you can see. And anything that I had excess, I would just kind of keep on there and carry over onto the next panel so that I didn't have much wastage. And then because it was my first time using the Glitz Glitter Gel, I didn't want to assume that everything was fine. I wasn't sure how long it was going to take to dry, so I just heat set it for a few minutes and then I moved on to making my card bases. So I just took 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper and I cut them in half on the 11-inch side at 5.5. And then I just scored them at 4.25 to create an A2 card base. I didn't cut down the panels. I'm actually a really big fan of having the full panel on the card base. And then because these are going to family members, I have this really beautiful stamp and it says handmade with love. And that's what I'm using here. And I used the Ranger Superfine Detail Gold Embossing Powder to heat set it. And it just ended up turning out beautifully. It actually matches the front of the panel really, really well. So I was quite happy with that. And then I used my Gina K Connect glue to adhere the panel to the card. Now, because I had heat set it and there's so much Glitz Glitter Gel on there, the panel is a little bit warped. So what I ended up doing is I actually took a heavier stamp block that I have with a stamp on it, pardon the stamp, I was doing some swatching. And I kind of rubbed it back and forth and just let it sit on there for a couple minutes. You can see that I got a little excited there. Really wanted them to get that impression in there. All right, so once that had a bit of a chance to set, I worked on getting my sentiment on there. When you look at the stencil, you can kind of see that there's an area where the leaves seem to come out of. So I focused the sentiment on getting that kind of in the middle there. And I did that for all three. And I was quite happy with the result. It's a very simple card, but beautiful. And I'm hoping that the recipients will love it also. So it's going to my stepfather-in-law, my father-in-law, and my dad. And I'm hoping to have another video to you guys because I do have a couple more Father's Day cards to make. So I want to thank you for joining me today for this quick video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Bye!